Good morning. Welcome to the Premium Public Video Forecast Discussion for Friday, February 17th, 2023. Well, we have a cold front that is currently moving through the region. It's producing some heavier showers and yet even a little bit of rumble of thunder with some embedded thunderstorms. Temperatures throughout the region are very mild for this time of year, ranging from the lower to mid 50s over the northern interior, mid to upper 50s along the coast, lower 60s in southern New Jersey. Our cold front is moving slowly though, and I'm going to show you why. Oh, by the way, if you're curious what these dots mean, this is the rainfall. This is how we know that the observations are suggesting rainfall. When you have 3, that's usually a moderate rainfall. When you have 4, that's heavy rainfall. Now, when you have stars, that's snow. So when you have 4 stars, that's heavy snow. 2 stars is light to moderate, and 1 star is very light snow. So you kind of get the idea here. Just educating a little bit on this Friday morning. Let's take a look at the upper level winds. This is another potential to educate, as we have an upper level wind scenario here that is running parallel to the surface cold front. Why is that important? Well, cold front speed is dependent on the orientation of the mid and upper level winds. So when you have the upper level winds like this, it tends to support a slower cold front. So typically when you have a what's called positively tilted trough, this is positively tilted, you have fast moving warm fronts and slow moving cold fronts. When you have negatively tilted troughs, you have slow moving warm fronts and fast moving cold fronts. So in this case, we clearly have a fast-moving warm front, as you can experience with all the warm air over the past 2 days. In some cases, record-breaking temperatures have been reported. And now we have our cold front that is slowly approaching the region, and it is because of these upper-level winds. And it's also setting up the slow transport of cold air, the polar air mass, into the region. So the surface cold front is moving along a slow but steady clip. But the 850 millibar temperatures are moving even slower because we're not seeing a strong push, a strong cold air transport scenario setting up here. So as a result, our drop in temperatures is going to be delayed until this evening. And so after this cold front moves through and we have a steadily westerly wind behind the surface cold front, it's going to downslope off the Appalachian Mountains, setting up some very mild conditions for this afternoon. So as the rain clears out, pleasant weather conditions will take hold, and then the bomb falls out tonight with temperatures rapidly falling through the 40s, 30s, and into the 20s, and in some cases, teens. When we take a look at the latest surface map and radar from WeatherTap, you can see some very heavy rainfall moving over the Delaware River Valley and heading towards the New Jersey coast. Again, within this rainfall, we do have some embedded thunderstorms. Nothing severe, because the wind shear really doesn't support it, nor the instability. Here, let me go back here for a second. Let me show you not much in the way of instability. None, which you would expect in the lower levels. This is very, very marginal, if that. The mid-levels, which is something I look at during the morning hours to see what our potential is moderate. You know, it's supported for a few thunderstorms here and there. But what you want to look for in terms of severe thunderstorms is also vertical wind shear, which is almost non-existent. So the threat for severe thunderstorms is pretty marginal or almost non-existent, but the threat for a few isolated embedded thunderstorms is certainly there with these conditions, and that is essentially what we're seeing here with this signal. So again, nothing severe, but just a couple of rumbles of thunder, and then we have this steady rainfall that is going to continue to move through this morning, clearing out by the afternoon with clearing skies and improving conditions. We can see that very nicely here on the visible satellite picture. Let's see if we can refresh it real fast and get the latest one. You can see plenty of cloud cover in place here. Starting to see some clearing off to the west on the infrared satellite picture. You can also see that very nicely here. And again, the lifting here is pretty much aligned with the orientation of the jet streak here, which you can see right here very nicely. So this is all going to slowly push its way through. And on the water vapor satellite picture, you can see the orientation of that trough very nicely with the evolution of this trough marching its way through. And it's a very progressive pattern as well, as you can see here. Now, when we take a look at the model guidance here, I'm going to start off first with the overall theme. And the overall theme basically shows this progressive 500 millibar pattern. Yes, we have disruption of the polar vortex. Yes, it is heading towards the Hudson Bay. No, it is not going to lead to a major winter weather outbreak, as you might have heard in some locations. It's not happening. Part of that is the state of tropical forcing, the orientation of these features, the fact that the strongest influence of this stratospheric warming event is focused towards Asia and Russia and portions of Europe. And so, as a result, as we move on through next week, we're going to see a nice clash here. Very impressive clash between our polar vortex here and our southeast ridge. And we're caught in between, which means we're going to definitely have an active weather pattern or stormy weather pattern. But look at the orientation here. And what you want to do when you're looking at this data is not just look at the operational and not just look at the European, although I will say that WPC removed a lot of the GFS influence in the forecast. But you can kind of see the overall theme here on the GFS as well. Beyond 7 days, they removed a lot of the GFS influence. But let's take a look at the ensemble influence. And pretty much the GFS, the European operational and the European ensemble guidance matches up pretty well. And when you have that, that's a pretty high confidence of the forecast. Now, what'll be interesting to watch once we get out to 10 days is we continue to see the signal here showing up here, right? And so this would definitely lead to a colder pattern. The only problem is that even in the ensemble guidance, once we get past 7 days, we continue to see the signal try to show up, and we've seen this all winter, and it keeps on failing. So my confidence in this is rather low, that we'll see anything really come of it in terms of any type of winter weather. But through day 7, really what we have here is we get a shot of cold air coming in this weekend. It rapidly retreats. And then the way that the pattern is setting up, our storm track is going to be more towards the eastern Great Lakes. Maybe some wintry mix for the northern interior, Poconos, Catskills, and in those locations, the higher elevations in that respect. And when we take a look at the temperature anomalies, and again, you never take this verbatim, but you kind of get the idea of the theme. The theme is warm, 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 transient, cold, warm. And that's essentially what we see here. There's our shot of cold air, and it's already leaving very, very quickly. Again, not really seeing anything that would lock in. If you're looking for locked in, Eastern Europe, Asia. That's where you want to go. Well, actually, you probably wouldn't want to go there, but you get my point. If you really, really want to see snow, that's where you want to go. Or northern Canada. That works too. It's probably safer anyway. So when we take a look at our 500 millibar PVA, through the period, there's our cold front moving through. The weekend looks pretty quiet. Again, we get that cold air shoot in for a short period of time tonight into tomorrow morning, and then it rapidly leaves. So the coldest time period for this forecast is essentially going to be tomorrow morning, and then we rapidly moderate. Then look at our temperature regime here. Really doesn't get pushed further side. We have a heck of a gradient, absolutely, but we're kind of on the warm side of that gradient, and all your cold air is locked up in Canada and around the St. Lawrence River Valley and eastern Great Lakes. And that continues to be a theme, and then we'll see whether or not this feature right here actually pans out for the end of this forecast. Like, very low confidence. As far as the lifting is concerned, look at the evolution here. Everything's lifting up towards the Great Lakes, as I suspected, and I think that'll continue to be a theme beyond 7 to 10 days, which is why I am, well, less than confident of anything really taking hold there. So let's dive into this forecast for today. Showers continuing with a few embedded thunderstorms through the morning hours and the early afternoon, clearing skies as we head towards evening. High temperatures will range from the mid to upper 50s over the northern interior, upper 50s to lower 60s along the coast. For tonight into tomorrow morning, skies clear, temperatures plummet. We're talking about low temperatures by tomorrow morning in the upper teens to lower 20s over the northern interior, mid to upper 20s along the coast. For tomorrow afternoon, high pressure in control, Temperatures moderate but a bit chilly, with high temperatures in the upper 30s to lower 40s. It'll certainly feel a lot worse because we've been experiencing temperatures in the 60s. But in reality, we're near to slightly above normal for these temperatures tomorrow afternoon. By Sunday, high pressure pushes off the coast. We get more of a southerly wind influence. Low temperatures range from the upper 20s to lower 30s. High temperatures will range from the lower to mid 40s over the northern interior, mid to upper 40s along the coast. On Monday, a weak trough/cold front moves through with an isolated shower or two, but other than that, sky cloud cover. Low temperatures in the mid to upper 30s over the northern interior, lower to mid 40s along the coast. High temperatures will range from the upper 40s to lower 50s over the northern interior, lower to mid 50s along the coast, possibly a few lower 60s to the south of Philadelphia. On Tuesday, we have another wave of low pressure moving along a stationary boundary with periods of showers. Not really looking at anything heavy at this time, but certainly an unsettled day with an active weather pattern starting to evolve. Low temperatures in the morning ahead of the precipitation will range from the mid to upper 20s over the northern interior, lower to mid 30s along the coast, with plenty of dry air. The dry air gets driven out, and with it, the cold element that's in place, and so high temperatures will rebound into the upper 40s to lower 50s over the northern interior, lower to mid 50s along the coast. Now on Wednesday, we have a high pressure system passing through in the morning, followed by a frontal boundary approaching in the evening. That's going to lead to variable cloud cover and a few isolated rain and snow showers. Those snow showers are going to be focused for the highest elevations in the Poconos and Catskills. Low temperatures will range from the mid to upper 20s over the northern interior, lower to mid 30s along the coast. High temperatures in the upper 30s to lower 40s over the northern interior, mid 40s along the coast. Then on Thursday, our low pressure system moves through. Again, the way that the system is setting up, the low will move right through the northern mid-Atlantic. All your cold air is going to be focused to the north, but I am concerned about snow, sleet, and freezing rain for the Poconos, Catskills, central Hudson River Valley, and northern Connecticut. There, it could get a bit dicey with some ice potential, so we're going to have to watch that very carefully. Snow accumulation, again, focusing more towards the Green and White Mountains, but you could see a few inches here and there for the highest peaks in the Poconos and Catskills. Temperatures are going to range quite a bit. Low temperatures will range from the lower to mid 30s for the highest elevations, upper 30s to mid 40s for the northern interior, mid 40s to lower 50s along the coast. High temperatures will range even more because with the low pressure system passing through the region, to the south of that low pressure system passage, which basically the Philadelphia metro and southern New Jersey, temperatures will range from the mid 60s to possibly even some mid 70s if we get a little bit of sunshine mixed in there. Yeah, that much of a gradient. But it gets colder as you head further north, with temperatures ranging from the mid 50s to lower 60s around the Philadelphia metro, mid 40s to lower 50s for the northern interior, and then upper 30s to mid 40s for your higher elevations. Everyone eventually changes over to rain as far as the higher elevations are concerned, but it's going to be a heck of a gradient on Thursday. And then on Friday, our low pressure system exits. We have that frontal boundary hanging around. Looks like scattered cloud cover and a few isolated showers in the morning, followed by clearing skies. A bit chillier. Low temperatures in the mid to upper 30s. High temperatures will range from the upper 40s to lower 50s. That is your forecast discussion for today. Have a wonderful day, and as always, stay safe out there.